the American economy and global trade as we know it after multiple decades of American policy leading the intricate web that was designed, where the American consumers benefited, but the American labor force also lost big. Donald Trump is also, of course, destroying the pre-existing due process in this country. Donald Trump is also directly creating a constitutional crisis. This is yet another escalation on that front where another court order has taken place. This is now going to be the second time that Donald Trump and his administration defies a direct court order. Okay? Let's take a look.
Welcome back. Continuing with the news here in Maryland today, we are staying up on breaking news. Moments ago, a judge in Maryland ordered a man arrested by ICE in Maryland last month and mistakenly deported to El Salvador be returned to the United States next week.
The government admitted the deportation was a mistake, but maintained they no longer had the power to bring him back to the United States.
WJZ investigator Mike Halpern live outside federal court in Greenbelt. He has reaction to that ruling. Mike.
Denise, Nikki, the judge strongly disagreed and says the U.S. does indeed have the power to bring him back, and says the Trump administration took Kilmar Abrego Garcia without due process or any legal basis. Cheers greeted the wife of Kilmar Abrego Garcia after she won a court victory against the government for wrongly deporting her husband shortly after he left work in Baltimore last month. A judge ordered he be returned to the United States by 11:59 p.m. Monday.
I want to say thank you to everyone.
Remember, she didn't even know that he was disappeared, and she only found out because she watched the 4K concentration camp videos that the El Salvadoran government, posted, and she recognized his neck tattoo. That's how horrifying this situation is.
One that has helped us, that has supported us in fighting this, and we will continue fighting for Kilmer, for my husband.
ICE agents arrested Abrego Garcia and sent him to a notorious prison in his native El Salvador, despite a 2019 court order that he would be persecuted there and barring his deportation. The plaintiff should not have been removed. That is not in dispute, the government's attorney said in a stunning admission. And later, when the judge asked on what basis is he held, why is he...
What's crazy about it is that the government, out of all of the people, this is not the only person that had their due process violated and unjustifiably shipped off to El Salvador. This is the only one that ICE openly admitted they fucked up on due to an administrative error, they said.
Gas toxic barrage empowers your toxic barrage.
I'm going to show you
Glacial
Bukele's response in a second.
Tempest
Hold
Bell
on.
must be
That's
charged up
fine.
by striking enemies with
Held
melee
there,
attacks.
of all places, the government's attorney told her, I don't know. He also admitted the absence of evidence speaks for itself and pleaded for 24 hours to reason with top immigration officials to demand Abrego Garcia be returned.
She found that the government did not dispute that there was no legal basis whatsoever for the deportation.
Beat the tax deadline with experts by your side. File with unlimited tax help. Plus, get a final review at no extra charge.
Then we're moving into the side for bonus attack speed and more attack speed if you have been hit recently. We have more attack damage on.
It's a gift, but... Breaking. Judge Palazines orders Trump to return a suspected MS-13 member from an El Salvadoran jail. Stephen Miller responded with, Marxist judge now thinks she's president of El Salvador. I'm losing my fucking mind here, dude. Yes, the American government has authority over prisoners that we sent to El Salvador mistakenly. This is a horrifying precedent to set. Oopsie, sorry. Tomorrow we send an American citizen there without due process, and we turn around and we say, guess what? Sorry, even if the judge demands that this American citizen return, no, he has to be a slave for the rest of his life now. Do you not understand how fucking devastating this is? How terrifying this is? We're in it. The depravity is never ending. Made me feel ill. Oh yeah, this is Israel. Grandson eliminated. This is, of course, open source intel. Grandson of Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya has been eliminated today in Gaza. He was 2 years old. This is the grandson that was eliminated. The account that is like posting this, celebrating it. The murder of a 2-year-old child. A baby. Like literally a fucking baby. Just the Nazification is happening at a rapid clip, you know?
Do with something more.
I can't watch Barack Obama after that. Anyway, here's some good news, I guess. Trump signs an order to extend the U.S. TikTok deal deadline.
Well, in the last few minutes, we've heard from President Trump on his social media platform, Truth Social, about TikTok. He says, my administration has been working very hard on a deal to save TikTok, and we've made tremendous progress.
I don't know why it's shot in this TikTok format.
Deal requires more work to ensure all necessary approvals are signed, which is why I am signing an executive order to keep TikTok up and running for an additional 75 days. We hope to continue working in good faith with China, he says, who I understand are not very happy about our reciprocal tariffs brackets necessary for fair and balanced trade between China and USA, exclamation mark. This proves tariffs are the most powerful economic tool and very important to our national security. We do not want TikTok to go dark. We look forward to working with TikTok and China to close the deal. Thank you for your attention.
Sí. Acá jugando, boludo, como vos.
White House has finalized a TikTok deal by Wednesday for two people familiar.
Matando, no sé, acá.
China and ByteDance representatives called the White House. Beijing, they said, would no longer approve the deal. Great. And then Trump bravely and issued an extension.
Pero recorramos este mapa antes, boludo.
Of 75 days.
La salida está en otro lado.
No, ya me metí ahí, man.
What are we doing, man?
No, todo. No, había un par de monedas y un par de monstruitos.
La salida está abajo a la derecha.
Under the guise of not wanting to fight every battle that Trump puts out there, or our congressional representatives who are supposed to be our defense.
Friend of the show, Ta-Nehisi Coates, talking in Burlington, Vermont, on February 22nd, 2025. I posted one of his earlier quotes as well from even before the election, if I'm not mistaken, that I thought was great as well. I'll show you that in a second.
And as I watch them cower, I forced to ask, why in the world did I think these worthy defenders of democracy, when they could not stand up to genocide?
Oh, this is the quote, sorry. Democrats who couldn't stand up to genocide that a foreign nation is committing with our taxpayer funds that could have been ended up, that could have been dealt with a singular phone call, of course, are not standing up to defend democracy in this country, or what remains of theoretical democracy, for being super clear. our weapons, our political cover. Democrats did that shit, and they'll gladly do it again. So that's why whenever people say, "Oh, well, look at Trump now," it's like, yeah, Democrats wanted to do genocide so bad that they lost the election, partially because of it. So it shouldn't come as a surprise when they abandon democracy entirely. Russell Brand is being charged with rape and sexual assault, which is, it reminds me of that Onion article headline, which is, what was it? It's like, man who we could have sworn was already branded as a rapist, charged with sexual assault again.
We begin this hour with breaking news that the comedian Russell Brand has been charged with...
Yeah. It's always the ones you suspect the most. You can also, if you weren't paying any attention to Russell Brand, you didn't know what he looked like, you didn't know how he behaved, right? Let's say.
La caravana.
But you noticed that he had a massive pivot, right? A massive pivot towards Christianity. Nation could have sworn Russell Brand was already convicted sex offender. Yeah.
No, una escalera, nena.
2023. Except, once again, this title is prescient. Okay. What is this? Epstein jury trial set for 5/18/2026? What, Sex Pestiny? Or are you talking about Russell Brand? Oh, Sex Pestiny, the Pixie lawsuit. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, the online debate lord Sex Pestiny has a jury trial set for the lawsuit launched against them by Pixie for distributing, what is this? Epstein jury trial scheduled for 5/18/2026, 9 a.m. Yeah. He's gonna debate the judge. I hope he, well, I think he hired, I think he hired a, Prince Andrew's lawyer. So I don't think he's gonna be doing... Notice how a chatter immediately had that? You people are just as obsessed? Yeah, that's kind of scary that you guys are locked in on that. You were like waiting for me to respond to someone in the chat, and then immediately had a fucking link ready to go. That is wild. It's funny if he fucking tried to debate the judge, but I think he used all of his streaming money to hire one of the top of the line, you know, rape defenders out there, a guy who literally was Prince Andrew's lawyer and many other famous high-profile clients as well. That's the law firm he hired. It was posted 3 hours ago in that link, so not instantly. Okay. Baby Ron, I don't support Israel. Hassan, my friend, why are you supporting terrorist organizations? At Different Dagger, why do you hate Jews? Well, we don't. The high likelihood that the person you're talking to is probably Jewish. We do not support Israel here. Supporting Israel is not supporting Jews. Quite the contrary. It is my support for Jews that make it unconscionable for me to defend the state of Israel that lies and claims that it is doing this death and destruction, this genocide, at the behest of Jews. Nobody tarnishes the rep of Jews at the international stage like fucking Israel, dude. Holy shit. Do you think Speedy will visit Israel? Fuck no. What? No shot.
¿Qué nivel subiste? ¿Qué nivel subiste?
25.
Yo también.
What? Brand 6 weeks ago? Yeah, I mean, he's all over right-wing circles. Like, he got... First of all, Russell Brand got called out for this already. Like a couple years ago. He was already going on a right-wing pivot because of the COVID stuff and the holistic medicine shit. But then as soon as the initial rape allegations came out, he instantly pivoted to the right. Like, fully dove into that I'm a Christian, holistic medicine Christian type of person. Immediately. It was such an obvious... It was such an obvious, cynical move to grip to the right, because that's what you do. You get out over some shit, pivot to the right. They will love you for it. If you Masaga that blackmail, no, what? No. Dude, you need to have Masaga do blackmail on a guy like fucking Russell Brand? Are you out of your fucking mind? I think it was literally Felix that made a joke about that, where he was saying something like Russell Brand is like the tutorial level for like a young upstart in Mossad for sexual blackmail. Like, he just does it on his own. Yeah, what blackmail? Look at him.
Sexual assault offences, including rape and indecent assault. Our correspondent Ashna Honag is here for more on this. This is a press release from the Metropolitan Police. What have we heard?
We know that detectives have been investigating the 50-year-old comedian since September 2023 after the broadcasting of a Channel 4...
Yeah. That document came out, he pivoted full tilt to the right. And he hasn't stopped pivoting since then. And I'm sure it's been beneficial for him.
Puta,
to revitalize his career that way.
A factual documentary in conjunction with the Times and the Sunday Times, an investigation that aired then. Following that, a number of allegations were brought to the Metropolitan Police and they began investigating the comedian. It was alleged at the time by several women that one woman was raped in the Bournemouth area in 1999. In 2001, there was another allegation of a woman being indecently assaulted in London, and again in 2004, another woman was orally raped and sexually assaulted, also in the capital, and again in 2004 and 2005, a woman was sexually assaulted again in London. Today, as you say, the Metropolitan Police have now charged Russell Brand with 1 count of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, 1 count of oral rape, and 2 counts of sexual assault between 1999
Te tengo que comprar los cupones. Ahí hablé, me dice que al final van a quedar un día menos.
Oh, we're also gonna do the...
Te voy a comprar 5 al final.
Catnip for racist right-wingers, this story as well. Which is wild because accounts... I'm pretty sure accounts that have portrayed themselves as black on black Twitter, but are ultimately blue checkmark power farmers, are now also participating in the fucking racial agitprop, which I find to be insane. Unsurprising, but god damn.
Sí, hay que parar un poco, boludo.
Desperate you are for fucking $10
Estoy volviendo loco, man.
of Twitter revenue.
¿A dónde estás, boludo? ¿Voy al campamento o...?
Yeah. No, Fearbug was discovered